Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce GTX 480, the legendary beast from 2010. Legendary because it was way too hot, by the way, in GTA 5. Once again, because I already tested this card in GTA 5, but only at 1080p. So today we're gonna test higher resolutions as well. Now, as usual, I'm running it with the latest Nvidia drivers available to it, and I'm not overclocking it. You can see all of the GPU specs right here in Tech Power-Ups GPU-Z. It's a 1.5 gig GPU, GDDR5. It has 480 CUDA cores, which is very interesting. And the driver date is from 2018, so it's been a while since this has supported the latest drivers. Over on the left, we're pairing it with an i7-4770K, overclocked to 4.1 GHz, and 16 GB of RAM in dual channel. Let's get into it, shall we? First up, let's go over the settings. I'm playing at 1080p resolution first, using the high settings here. Normal textures, because if I set that to high, we go over the VRAM limitations here and it starts stuttering a lot, but everything else is on high settings aside from this, which I don't like. It introduces motion blur. Over on the advanced graphics, everything is turned off. Let's go. Here we are. It's good to be back to GTA 5, and this is a 2013 title. It's released in 2013 on the PS3, 2014 on the PS4, and 2015 on the best platform there is, PC, of course, unless you are counting optimization in recent titles. Force broken. Oh, actually, there is one more version of the game, I think, from 2020 on the PS5, maybe? Yeah, with ray tracing and everything, so this is not the best version of the game anymore. Interesting. But you got some mods, so you can actually make it look better than the PS5 version. So it is indeed the best version anyway. And as you can see, it runs extremely well here, even on such an old GPU. Again, it wasn't really that old when the game came out, and I guess people expected a 5-year-old 80 series GPU to be able to run GTA 5, right? Back in the days. But yeah, it's very impressive to see that you can buy such a low-end or cheap GPU these days and be able to play this game extremely well. And it's also very interesting to see this GPU outperforming stuff like the GT 1030, for example. In terms of power usage, obviously it's a super... Damn it, we didn't even get to check, dude! But as I was saying, in terms of power usage, this is a 250 watt card, so it's very power hungry, and I don't recommend you to buy it, even for like 20 bucks. For actually playing games, by the way. It's a very nice 20 bucks paperweight, for example. It's nice. It has some history to it as well, you know. It's like the hottest GPU ever made, basically. I've seen a ton of people running these at like 90 plus degrees Celsius, and that was absolutely normal for a GTX 480 back in the days. It's creeping up there, actually. It's still not stabilized, I think. It's at 81 degrees Celsius right now, 80 now. Okay, maybe it has stabilized. But it's extremely, extremely cold in my room. And it's running at these temperatures. I bet in the summer, when it's like 35 degrees Celsius in my room, it would go up to 90 degrees Celsius easily if I didn't use a custom fan curve, which I am not using here today, by the way. Good thing is, it doesn't throttle even at these higher temperatures. It stays at its 701 megahertz core clock there, and that's all right. Anyways, in bushy areas, we drop into the 40s at times, which is not a problem. Oh, hello, Jack! See that light issue, by the way? How's it going, buddy? It's very good to see you. Jesus, stop blinking so much. What? It's only with this motorcycle. Maybe it was added later, I don't know, and it's not optimized for this. Interesting. How's it going, buddy? Everything all right? Yeah, you go that way then. You go hunt for Rick and Jones and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go get inside of these bushes right here, dropping into the lower 30s. Damn, that's intensive. And Bobby's not here. Oh my gosh. We need to reload the game all over again because we need to kill Bob. Otherwise, he's going to control the entire universe of GTA and wreck the performance to everybody. He loves like the GeForce 210 and stuff. Very, very good performance here at 1080p. Unfortunately, it's not 60 plus all of the time. I thought it was going to be that, so I'm gonna go ahead and set it to 900p now. And at this resolution, it should actually get us those 60 plus. Of course, if you play on normal settings instead of high settings, it will also get those 60 plus FPS all of the time, no problems. It's way less intensive on normal, which is low in this game, basically. Alright, I'm really trying not to die. Well, if we die, maybe we're gonna spawn during the morning, so it's not that bad. Now, is Jack still waiting for us right there? Did he come back to his hill to see us again? That's the real question. Anyway, that CPU is also keeping up pretty well here. The i7-4770K was a beast back in 2013 or 14 when it released, and it's showing here, you know, no problems whatsoever getting 80-something frames per second and not bottlenecking our GTX 480 here. Well, actually, now that we're talking about it, GPU usage is going down because of the lower resolution, I guess. Oh boy. No, it's probably because of the old architecture, because over here, it's definitely not CPU bound. Anyway, yeah, it's still dropping into the 40s. I guess we'd need to go down to like 720p or the actual normal settings for it to achieve 60 plus. But hey, oh my, oh, that was the worst death ever. Holy crap, that hurt. That hurt me by watching it. This is like the most CPU intensive thing in this game is driving fast through the city, and it's not moving the GPU usage here. So in Jack's Hill, with all of the vegetation, there's something weird going on with the Fermi architecture. I've seen that happen a lot with older GPUs than this one as well. So it's normal that we see lower utilization in some scenarios. There we go. It's still dropping here at 900p, as you can see. And there we go, GPU usage goes down to 90%, which is extremely weird. So that means that we need to go down to 720p. I think at 720p it might get us those 60 plus. This is too low of a resolution. I would much rather play at 1080p, by the way. So here we go, 1280 by 720, everything else still the same, and we're finally getting 60s here in Jack's Hill with all of that grass around us and vegetation. 69, oh, beautiful stuff. All right, my friends, finally we're getting 60 plus on high settings. Oh, hello, Jacqueline. It's not Jack anymore, it's Jacqueline. She came to see us. And remember, guys, Jacqueline is also a friend. All right, how's it going? Everything all right? Yeah, she didn't really mean to cheat on Jack, you know. She was just forced to do it because Bob made her do it. 60 FPS there. Did it drop? I didn't really notice it, but if it did, it was only like 59. And goodbye, Bob. You're dead, boy. Rex, you're good to go. You're free to go. You already know what he does with animals, so yeah, it's very, very bad things. And that's why we need to get rid of Bob every single time. Also, around here, 90% usage. Back to the upper 90s again. But at 720p, I am not surprised to see a little bit of a CPU bottleneck, you know, because the 4770K is actually good for around 90 to 100 frames per second on average. And apparently the GPU can actually output more than that in some scenarios. So of course GPU usage will go lower when that happens. It is an awesome 60 plus FPS experience all of the time at 720p. And if you have a smaller monitor, it could be a reasonable way to play this game, for sure. Let's do the stupid things that everybody was probably waiting for. Let's play at 1440p first. Oh my god, please stop stuttering, thank you. We can go up to 4K here. All right, very interesting. All right, 2560 by 1440 is next. Still using the same settings, normal textures, everything else on high, and the advanced settings turned off. Oh yes, it seems like it's still better than like the GTX 280, which was the previous flagship from Nvidia. There was no 300 series on the high end at least. And yeah, even at 1440p high settings, and the 280 was at 1080p normal settings, getting around these FPS, you know. All right, I'm gonna start counting the frames right now. It's looking way sharper now at 1440p. Obviously, we were just playing at 720. Jesus. No. I'm also very surprised to see that the game isn't stuttering, because with 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM, I thought at 1440p we'd see a ton of stuttering issues, but that is not the case. We're still not maxing out that VRAM limitation here, you know, the 1.5. Alright, all good, all good. So our 1% lows are extremely nice and high, and it's smooth. It's 40-ish FPS. Yes, it's not 60 anymore, but it's still super playable in GTA 5, especially because this is a single-player title. Oh boy, it's dropping into the 20s, guys. Okay, 1440p is in fact a super high resolution for a GTX 480, unfortunately. It's still not getting maxed out, as you can see, though. So it's clearly an architectural disadvantage here, or optimization issue, I don't know. How should we kill Bob this time around? You know what? Let's be creative here. Let's do it with this thing. Can I kick him in the face with this? No, I can't. I'm just gonna... no, get over here, get over here. Oh, why are you running? I'm just gonna shoot him in the ass. There we go, there we go. Go away, Rex. Thank you for the help. He was gonna bite him, you know, because he's tired of Bob as well. Everybody is. Now, again, if we set this to normal, we need to restart the game, so I'll do that. Okay, I just restarted the game, and we're back to Jack's Hill, and as you can see now, it is not dropping from 40 frames per second because that grass quality is on normal instead of high. So that makes a huge difference in these scenarios, and it actually makes the game, hello Jack, how's it going, playable at 1440p with a 2010 GPU. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Like, this wasn't even a resolution that was common back in 2010. And the 480 is playing a game that came out 5 years after it, granted on PS3 and 4 a little bit earlier. But yeah, a game that came out after it at 1440p high settings without the grass. That's really impressive, isn't it? Now, lastly, this is definitely a stretch, but let's play it at 4K resolution using the same settings, normal textures, normal grass quality, no advanced graphics, and wow. I mean, it is not playable, right? But it's impressive that it can get a cinematic experience here. That is actually insane, guys. That means that using, like, the FSR mod, it would probably get above 30 FPS, while retaining really good quality still. Although the FSR 1.0 mod actually doesn't really improve FPS too much in older GPUs, so maybe resolution scale would be a little bit better, like 1800p. Let's try that out. Remember, it only drops now inside of bushes, not in grassy areas, because there's no grass there. That is crazy. I'm gonna set the frame scaling mode to 0.834, which means that it's 0.834 times the vertical resolution, and that is 1800p. And on a 4K screen, it still looks really nice. And it's getting us 30 FPS. This is a GTX 480 at nearly 4K resolution and high settings. If we lower it to normal, it will actually get us 30 FPS plus. Holy crap, dude! This is insane. Like, and people still comment sometimes in my videos saying that GTA 5 isn't well optimized. Like, what are you crazy? This is awesome. The game even runs on like a GT 710 or 610 even at 800 by 600 with 30 plus FPS all over the time. So it can't not be well optimized. Right now it's dropping into the 20s, higher 20s at times. Well, it's to be expected, honestly, because there is a lot of vegetation around us, even though we don't have grass, you know. We got a ton of trees and bushes. It gets rough, obviously, that's to be expected, right? But these are surprising results nonetheless. Normal settings are actually the lower settings of this game. So I'm just gonna set it to the lowest now, restart it, and play at the lowest settings for a bit. All right, guys, this is it. 4K normal settings. I also disabled the resolution scaling here. Okay, it's turned off. So we're at native 3840 by 2160 using the normal settings, barely going above the VRAM limit. So I'm not expecting much stuttering, if any at all. It's only 2 gigabytes over it anyways. Let's start counting the FPS. It's getting 30s. This is native 4K on a GTX 480. Oh boy. Oh, why does this always happen? Why can't I just drive a straight line without hitting anything? That's the question of the year. Of the years, actually, because it's been like this for years already. Damn it. Getting 40s is extremely nice, but we all know that this area isn't really very GPU intensive. Getting 83 degrees Celsius there. Alright, so it's warming up a little. You can tell that they favored a silent fan profile instead of like an aggressive one and getting lower temperatures here on the 480, which it's questionable, you know. I don't like it to run it that hot, but since I only run it like twice a year or so, it's fine. Almost there, guys. I don't think it's gonna be a problem because of the grass quality. Oh, no, it is a slight problem, so it slightly drops from 30 FPS. It's still playable, though. Hi, Jack, how's it going, boy? Can I pet you, buddy? Can I? There we go. Very good, boy. That was just a pat in the back, you know? No problems there. Jack is still all right. No Jacks were harmed. All right, now it drops, of course, inside of the big bushes. But, you know, overall, it's a playable experience at 4K resolution. That's incredible for a GTX 480. It's way better than I expected. All right, guys. That's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you all. Bye-bye.